Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings.
We're talking baseball.
It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Julia's laughing at me because I have my fake mustache on for the Mustachio Bashio on Saturday.
I love it. I kind of want one.
I have extras here. It wasn't the
Perfect.
easiest to get the the backing off.
I was
going to
say,
part.
I'm kind of nervous it might irritate my skin, and you can kind of get away with that because you can just grow a regular mustache for a week.
I can't grow a mustache. That's why I have a fake
You
one
got
on.
the stubble.
I guess, but it doesn't really fill in good enough. So I am very jealous of anyone who can have a natural mustache. But in any event, this Saturday at Citi Field, are you gonna is it gonna be weird for you to look at me with this on my face for an hour?
I can't stare at anything. I can't look into your eyes. I'm just staring at the mustache.
Okay, so I'll try to make it work. If not, I'll take it off. But so this Saturday at Citi Field, Keith Hernandez is number 17. Will be retired up in the rafters. The first player since Mike Piazza to be up. Oh, actually, no, I fucked that up. It's not the first player. Right. Sorry about that.
The disrespect.
I'm sorry. So the first of this year, because I think this is going to be a trend going forward. Steve Cohen and Alex Cohen seem to be embracing all things Mets and trying to do their best to pay homage to everyone and everything that needs to be, respected with this franchise. So
and my theory is they're ticking off everybody they need to before they can retire number 5 without everybody being like, well, what about Keith Hernandez? What about Jerry Cousins? Which I'm all for.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you watched the show earlier in the season, we talked about this. I did reach out to the Mets about giving fake mustaches for every single fan in the ballpark on the 9th of July, which is this Saturday. They got back to me and said, they already have the giveaway that day with the bobblehead, but let's do something for Friday.
Right.
So I almost tried to call their bluff by putting it out there first. Hey, I'll do this if they're down. They were down, but the price was so astronomical that we talked about it with the bagging it and putting the cardboard in there and stuff. It was crazy money. I bought, I think 850 of these mustaches for $100 and something. So it was nuts for what they were going to charge.
Do it yourself.
And it wasn't their fault. I mean, the vendor that they go through and got the approvals from.
I'm just watching it slowly fall off your
You know why? Because I didn't wipe down my face prior and I just finished eating lunch.
Yeah, if you're
So
going to wear one of these, you need to especially on a hot summer day, properly wipe off your upper lip.
I guess I had a little bit of grease on there. So anyway, they did say yes. I actually had to back out because it was crazy, crazy money. So instead, if you come down to the tailgate party in the marina lot before the game's at 4:00 or 4:10, and I'm sure the ceremony will probably start at 3:30. I don't have confirmation on that time yet.
Probably a little earlier.
Yeah, maybe. So we'll want to leave the lot by at least 3. So get down to the lot early, maybe noonish, no later than 1 if you want to get a parking spot. I'm sure it's going to be really busy down there. So anyway, I'll have these mustaches for free if you want to wear one. It's going to be fun. Anything we could do to kind of have an extra,
make it a Keith day.
A Keith day, yeah.
Love it.
It's a Keith day. So if you remember when they retired Mike Piazza's 31, I had the big 31s. Remember in the crowd. So I'm making just one of the 17. Nice. So I'll have that at the tailgate as well. If you want to shoot some photos, it's going to be a good time. So come on down for that. But do you remember how many wins I said the Mets were going to have this season? What did I claim when the season started?
I don't, but you always shoot high. So I'm guessing well over 100.
102 is what I said.
Okay.
So if the Mets win tonight, they are halfway there. They are 50-30. SNY, I don't know which account it was, but they were promoting first team to 50 wins. The Dodgers also have 50 wins, but our game ended before theirs. So officially,
but technically,
the Mets are the first team to 50 wins, even though the Dodgers also have 50 wins. But we did it first. So 50-30, and people started chirping, but the second team in New York to get the 50 wins. Yeah, we know that the Yankees are killing it this year as well. So Subway Series is coming up in a few weeks. It's gonna be excellent. For the first time in a long time, there's a lot more juice behind it, and last year was cool too because obviously it was on 9/11, but hopefully that's not important. My wife's calling me right now. So TickPick, remember we talked about this last week? Or did we talk about it separately?
I don't know. We talk about TickPick so much that I lose track of.
Do you know what I'm just about to say?
No.
Okay, so TickPick is going to give away tickets to the Subway Series for free through us.
No.
So
we didn't talk about this.
So I guess I was talking to them on the side about that. Shout out to Kyle over there at TickPick. So we are going to be giving away some free Subway Series tickets thanks to TickPick. Not with our section, but just like in the ballpark.
Still free Subway Series tickets. Thank you,
Subway
TickPick.
Series TickPick. Offer. It's gonna be great. So we'll get to the details of that next week. But
awesome.
Do you want to jump right into that now and do our TickPick?
Yeah, let's shill for TickPick for a little bit. No, TickPick is the best. So if
shilling because we do it anyway.
I know. I will do this for literally no reason. But if you don't know about TickPick, obviously they're awesome because they're going to give somebody free Subway Series tickets, which is amazing in and of itself. But if you can't get them for free and you want your cheapest possible Subway Series tickets, otherwise, TickPick is the place to go because there are no extra taxes or service fees. The price that you see is the price that you're getting, and that's it. So go to their website. If you want Subway Series, go to Mets, Yankees,
this
whoever,
weekend.
Stadium. Exactly. Go in, choose the date you want. And they have this awesome tool where you can find the best deal. If you don't necessarily want the cheapest price, but just the best bang for your buck, you can search for it that way. The best way to make sure you're getting the best tickets.
Not to cut you off on that, but this is for Saturday, for instance. So Saturday, obviously a lot of buzz around it with Keith and everything. And it's also summertime, Saturday, 4:00 start. My favorite time of game is a 4:00 start.
Agreed. I know the players hate it because the shadows are weird.
Yeah.
But fans, it's great.
For tailgating, it's great because you're not starting super early and you're also not getting out of there at 1 a.m. after the game and the parking lot, traffic and all that stuff. So anyway, if you're looking at the screen now, if you're listening afterwards, I have the Saturday game up. You can get in for $50,
which is crazy for this
no
game.
fees, and let's say, for instance, section 122, row 13, it's a little bit more expensive, $230, but it shows A+ deal, which means that what the actual face value is, you're getting in there and not paying any fees. So shout out to TickPick. Did you tell them about the promo code?
I didn't, but we should.
The code is OABT for $10 off any first-time user in the app making an order of over $99 on TickPick.
I actually used TickPick this week. We can't go to the game on the 9th. I said previously it's my sister-in-law-to-be's bridal shower, but since everyone from my family will be in town for that, we are all going the next day on the 10th. So I was able to get 14 seats for amazing price, no extra fees for everybody. Use TickPick to get it, one row right in front of the other. It's amazing.
You know what I wanted to mention? We didn't talk about this when you walked in, and I actually didn't talk to you about this either on 4th of July. You're not in jail.
I know! How great is that? I went.
Did you get out of the jury duty?
They literally just had me do my jury duty that day. So I went and they ended up not even needing us. They told us by 1 o'clock, you guys can all go home. You're good for 6 years. I was like, all that drama, threatening me with prison time, it's so dramatic, but whatever. Just don't ignore your summons. Just go. Fine.
Shout out to our fans watching in the chat. We have a few people checking in here, but I like this, for instance, because we were talking about this last week. We weren't sure if it was just games at Citi Field.
Right.
And it's not, because Brian Hellman said he just bought tickets in DC through our offer.
Amazing.
With the OABT discount. So shout out to Brian, shout out to TickPick. Just trying to do what we do to help you guys
get to the game.
Get to the game and
little as possible.
Save some money. Go spend it on a Coney or something like that. So speaking of Coney, I had a couple dozen Coneys very responsibly in my yard. Well, we won't talk about anything else, but it was a great time on 4th of July.
Great time.
I'm two things.
Okay.
Richie could be one of the worst cornhole players I've ever seen.
Agreed. He faked a back injury to get out of having to lose to me and Lucio.
Yeah. Telling Tara to call an ambulance because he threw his back out.
He threw his back out laying on his back watching the fireworks.
Number 2, I can't believe how good of a cornhole player you are. Because not saying that you're you don't always go to the tailgates. A lot of times you want to go into the ballpark a little earlier for whatever.
I don't like to brag.
But it was honestly, if I had to pick anyone out of the crowd that would be like a sneaky favorite of cornhole, I would no offense, I wouldn't pick you.
I am sneaky good at cornhole. That is my one tailgate game strength. I suck at can jam. I suck at spike ball, all that stuff. Cornhole, I'm pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I have my own boards at home.
But I don't know if you even had a chance to look at any of this.
I did. I was laughing at that as the song.
Why is your mom so good at cornhole?
My mom is nasty at cornhole. I don't know. I think.
How do people know this? Like, was it like a family party or something?
I had like a housewarming party years ago that Richie was at, and my mom just dominates the cornhole boards. We made cornhole boards for my family reunion a few years ago, and then I ended up holding on to the boards. But all we did for like a week straight in North Carolina was just play cornhole, and everyone in my family is now really good at cornhole for that reason. So yeah, I'm pretty good.
No, you're like really good.
I scared Richie into a back injury.
We got a few heavy games going. Like we were supposed to start the fireworks at sundown, but we were in the middle of a cornhole game. I know.
And then we never finished that game. It paused for your game finished.
I won.
But
yeah, me and Keith played.
Then me, Lucio, Andrew, and Richie started playing, and that game paused
because
for
of his
the fireworks. Yeah. Well, no. We were like, okay, the fireworks are starting. Let's pause it, whatever.
Yeah.
And like they were winning, but like we kind of had the momentum going our way. And then Richie laid down to watch the fireworks and couldn't get back up. So you all be the judge of that. I think he was just a little afraid.
We kept it going yesterday. Like we were still hanging out.
I know.
You know what it is? We played 1-on-1 yesterday to say who's like the real champ.
Did Richie play?
We played against each other.
So his back really didn't hurt that bad then?
Well, it was the next day. But,
interesting.
Yeah. But it was a fun time. I do have to play this voicemail for the people at home though, because
this was amazing.
I'm not a bad neighbor. Honestly, like we're super quiet. We keep to ourselves. Like if anyone ever needed anything, we would help them out.
You have people over one day a year.
One day a year.
It's the 4th of July or adjacent to
right.
the 4th
So
of
I don't know. I wrote a tweet about this yesterday, and then I said to Richie, like, I don't know who follows me. Like, it'd be funny. Maybe it wouldn't be, but like, they're like, oh, the guy from the 7-Eleven lives next door. And they're like, oh yeah, he put something on Twitter, but like complaining about you. So yeah, we were a little loud, but I don't think we were louder this year than other years.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't even loud. It was just, we were playing music. And like we were singing, but the songs we were singing, it's not like we're singing like WAP or anything. We were singing All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. And apparently that was too loud at midnight on the Sunday of 4th of July weekend where no one had work the next morning. Nobody
That's why we
needed
did
to
it
get
on
up early.
Sunday.
Yeah. The fireworks are done. It wasn't like the fireworks were going on that late. It was just so ridiculous.
Okay, let's see if this will play.
Please play it.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. Put it on speaker. We're going to run that back.
It's midnight. Can you lower your music? Thank you.
Okay, so in addition to that voicemail,
it's midnight. Can you lower your music? Thank you.
In addition to that voicemail, the woman comes over across the fence, flashes a flashlight at Amanda, telling her to be quiet. And then when I was leaving, because I was the responsible one, I drove me and my boyfriend home, and as we're leaving, passing their house, the husband comes out and tries to like stop my car, which scared the crap out of me. I'm like, you're a strange man coming out of the darkness, approaching my car. I just drove off.
Yeah.
He didn't like that. But I mean, I'm stopping my car for you.
You know what it is? I get it. And we probably should have been a little bit more respectful of the neighbors. But at that point, like I was enjoying my Conies. We finished the fireworks show. We're hanging out in the yard. At that point, it was only like 15 people over. And I guess we were a little too loud. So
but you know what? Again, if it was like a Sunday where everyone had work the next day, okay. If it wasn't
they
a
had
holiday,
a party yesterday.
Okay, exactly.
So, I mean, but they weren't loud. Honestly, like Kelly and I were talking about it yesterday, there were a bunch of parties around our house yesterday, and we couldn't hear any of their parties. So I guess like either people weren't loud or not playing music or whatever.
It was also like a school, not school night, but like a work night barbecue.
Yeah,
it wasn't the same vibe.
Anyway, we were having fun. So
we had a great time.
Long story short, Julia's good at cornhole. So that's how you get out of that. But let's give a shout out to our friends at Coney Island Brewing Company, because the 4th of July is always gigantic in Coney Island. And I don't know if you saw what happened with Joey Chestnut.
Oh my God, I did see that.
He beat everyone on, I don't know. He beat. Oh, they said why. He beat everyone on 1 foot in the hot dog eating competition. Obviously, like you could bet on that actually.
Right.
Like you could bet the over under whatever. I think he had like only 60 hot dogs or only 62. The over under was like 74.
Yeah, but didn't he like fight off a protester?
Yeah. So like I don't know if other people did this, but Barstool Sportsbook ended up giving people refunds if they bet the over, because they were like, well, who knows? Like he had to stop for a second.
That's true.
Could have like fucked up
Took him out of his rhythm.
But Coney Island, who was right next door to them, the brewing company next to Nathan's, we love them. And the beach beer is back. If you go to their website, ConeyIslandBeer.com, you can hit the button that's like the beer finder. It's right here on the bottom. You can type in your zip and find out where you can pick up the beach beer or any of their beers near you. If you happen to be in the area of Coney Island, we recommend you stop by the brewery for sure. It's located right in the ballpark where the Coney Island Cyclones play. I don't say the name of the ballpark because I can't pronounce it. It's like Mayamadiz or something like that.
I've never been, so I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, so I just skip it. So 1904 Surf Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. They have 12 taps of limited brewery only exclusive beer releases at any given moment, a full kitchen, indoor and outdoor seating. And if you haven't seen yet, they are doing a phenomenal giveaway for next season at Citi Field. So they're giving away 2 season tickets, a $100 gift card for their brewery, and a whole bunch of Mets swag. So all you have to do to get involved in that is text the word Coney Mets, no spaces, Coney Mets, to 855-933-4223. And that'll put you in the running. So we love Coney Island. Their beer is delicious. And I'm not just saying that because I certainly partake in having
certainly enjoyed
one
his Coney
or
Island
2 or 12 or whatever they may be. So
responsibly.
Of course, I wasn't going anywhere. It was my house. So if you happen to be at Citi Field anytime soon, though, especially this weekend coming up, big weekend at Citi Field, they have a portable bar located behind section 114. Also has the limited seasonal releases, the Mermaid, the Merman, the Beach Beer. And you could also get involved. Maybe you could sign up twice. I don't know. You could scan the code there and also be in the running for next season tickets.
Okay.
Maybe you get in twice somehow.
Do it.
If you can, I definitely recommend, and obviously if you're of age, but to be also in the running to get some free stuff from Coney Island Brewing Company. I got my soundboard
I was
back.
just going to say, very happy to see you have your soundboard back.
I do. All you have to do is
post it on your wall.
Post this show on your wall. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the little share button. If you're watching on Twitter, hit retweet. If you're listening afterwards as a podcast, pop on over to one of those platforms before next Tuesday's show. And that's how you're in the running. So each week we give away a package of Mets stuff, Mets/Coney Island Brewing Company stuff. Like Julia's got the koozie here. We have some pint glasses. We got some bottle openers the other day.
Yes, I took one home.
We have some shirts, some hats, some pint glasses. I don't know if I said that already. And we also have these like tin signs. There's none here in the studio, but
we do have
I posted a photo of it before. It's like a tin sign, says Coney Island. It's really cool. So this week's winners, who I already contacted, both of them.
Wow. On a holiday weekend, too. I
did it this morning.
Look at you.
The winners for this week are on Facebook, Tyler DeReamer, and on Twitter, Sharon Hass 12.
Woo-hoo.
Sharon HASS. No, not 12. Sharon Hass 22. And you guys will be getting your free Coney stuff.
Awesome.
On us. So let's ask some people on the internet where they're watching from. People are already putting it in there before we even asked. So Billy's watching in Kansas. Tim is watching from Chicago. I know some people are watching from, here we go, Atlanta, Georgia. We got Aaron down there. People are just doing it. We're not even asking.
I know.
Hello from Killingsworth, Connecticut. People are checking in from all over the board this week. Farmingdale, Richmond Hill, Tampa, Florida. What else we got?
I kind of love it.
Here in Virginia, working. Seattle, Scotland. There we go. Scotland.
Amazing.
Excellent.
There we go.
I hate that sound.
Our random computer sound of the week.
Tell the people what it is, because if they want to know why this thing goes off all the time, I don't like to change the settings on this computer because it's working.
Right.
Whenever we're having computer issues, I'm like, all right, I must have touched something. I don't want to update anything.
So can you just change the frequency in which it asks you?
It says, it's only remind me in 10 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours. That's it. And I can't get it to stop asking me. So that's why each week it must know, like, all right, the computer's on for X amount of time. Let's hit them with this reminder.
Okay.
And that's the story.
We should make some sort of like game out of that. There should be something that we have to do every time that noise goes off.
I mean, if it wasn't 12:30 and I'm not drinking until
I was gonna say drinking game. I think it's a little early, but
I'm not drinking until the wedding next weekend.
Yes, which is what day?
The 16th of July.
Let's go.
Katie and Chris. I know about it because that was going to be the date of the Coney Island outing.
Yes. And then which you tried to promote on this show in front of me. And I thought you were kidding.
I was like an asshole.
I thought you were kidding.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, what we're not kidding about is Jacob deGrom. And hold on a second, because
do it.
We're actually going to talk about the Mets right now. This is somewhat of a Mets podcast. It's really
How many minutes in? What, we're like half an hour
22 minutes in, and now we're going to talk about the Mets. So we did a little recap, a little jury duty, little fireworks.
Darren's neighbors.
Hold on, before we get to this, let's go back to the fireworks for a second.
Sorry, Mets.
There was a moment during that fireworks performance show, whatever, that it almost went very poorly in the yard.
What?
So the big cakes, like the giant thing, you like the one fuse. They're supposed to say level and flat. I had a piece of wood. It was nice. It was, it wasn't on like the grass or anything that could like teeter over. They started to pop up, but the box was jumping in the air and it went on its side for a second. It was aiming towards the house. No. And it somehow like bounced again and corrected itself. So like no one got shot. It was bad. Joey and I looked at each other. We're like, oh shit. And then it like somehow fixed. I think it may have went actually like upside down and then popped itself back up.
Okay.
It was bad.
Okay. So I don't know where to go from there.
Yeah, nowhere.
I don't know how we correct that.
There's nowhere to go, but
we're all still here, all of our fingers. So
it worked out.
Great.
It worked out okay. So Jacob Resnick, who has a podcast with SNY, I believe. What's it called? He does the Mets Prospectus or Mets Prospects.
And the former Kidcaster.
Yes.
Love
and they're
him.
promoting that recently.
I know. And every time I see that, I think of him. Like, you know what? People always be like, oh God, like happy for the Kidcaster, have to mute them or whatever. Don't mute them because they could become the future of Mets reporting. And you can say that you watched them there first.
So Jacob's a great follow on Twitter, and he put up from this past Sunday, Jacob deGrom was pitching for the St. Lucie Mets. His first pitch was 100 miles an hour. His second pitch was 100 miles an hour. His third pitch was 101 miles an hour. So this is the kind of thing that always gets me nervous.
Yeah,
and I'm sure
I'm like, everyone's excited about it. I'm like, that makes me fucking anxious.
It makes, but it's like this guy, he has like
I know
one speed. And
I know.
It's
which I respect the shit out of.
Yeah.
But it's also like, calm down. Just get back and ease your way into it, which I guess he has been. He's been rehabbing this whole time. Obviously, he hasn't been throwing in games, but he's been throwing. So maybe he did. I don't know. Everything about him makes me nervous.
So Brian Hellman on Facebook. Okay, who had 22 minutes in the pool before they mentioned the Mets?
People can start betting on that.
Yeah, right? You can bet on whatever. You bet on anything. So also from Jacob the other day, still shocked, not really, at the utter dominance of Jacob deGrom in single A yesterday.
Yeah.
The results of the 16 times batters swung against him, 12 whiffs. One was a 76 mile an hour foul. One was 81 mile an hour foul. Another was 79 mile an hour foul. And the fourth was a check swing that the EV didn't even register the speed. So no one even had a chance. So
it honestly is really mean throwing him out there against single A hitters. What was the last time?
Like, who was he pitching against? Some minor league?
I think it was the Cardinals.
And they were having fun with it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
But the poor kids.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, like you said, it makes me very nervous when I see him going out there and throwing as hard as he does. But I guess if that's what he's going to do when he comes back, he's like, all right, why don't I just get this out of the way?
Who am I to judge how Jacob deGrom decides what is best for him? Like, whatever. I'm not one to be saying anything. All I will say about this whole thing is, like, we heard from and about Max Scherzer, like, every step of the way through his rehab. There was, like, no questions, whatever. Everything about Jacob deGrom's injury, and this is going back to last year, has been so mysterious. And there's been, like, yes, stress fracture or stress reaction, not even a fracture, whatever it was. But, like, you have, and maybe this is just deGrom. He's a quiet guy, which we know. But, like, there's been, like, no real updates, no real kind of anything. And, like, great, he's in a game, and great, he's doing well. But it just, like, it gives me such flashbacks to everything about, like, David Wright's rehab, where it was just, he kind of just went away for a while. Like, your parents say your dog went to go live on a farm, but, like, he never comes back kind of thing. So I am just kind of in a believe it when I see it mode with deGrom. And I'm sorry, single A hitters is not where I'm going to believe it. I'm glad the velocity is there. That's great. But I will believe it when he is back pitching for the Mets consistently. And I hope that happens soon, but I'm very nervous.
So speaking of that, Tacomo last night says if he was a betting man, he'd wager we'll see Jacob deGrom debut at some point between July 22nd and 27th, which would either be against the Padres or Yankees at Citi Field.
Yes.
So after the All-Star break and a few more weeks, we should be seeing Jacob back. Who knows? Fingers crossed everything goes smoothly from between now and then. But speaking of coming back, tonight, Max Scherzer will be on the hill for the Mets.
Thank God.
Absolutely. And where's that tweet? Because Disha, I think, put something up.
Yes, I saw it this morning.
The with or without Max record. Hold on, let me look it up.
You got to give credit to the Mets. They did hold their own, even at times where it didn't feel like it.
Yeah. The Mets record on the day that Scherzer went on the IL, they were 25-14. And since they are 50-30, so pretty much just doubled up. One extra loss, but pretty much doubled up with or without Scherzer. So the boys have been doing their thing and, beating good teams. And, granted, they lose 3 straight once.
Yeah,
this season. One time they lost.
Time.
It's the good and bad part. I love the internet. Clearly, I'm on it all the time. The only reason the 7 line is around is because of the internet.
Right.
Whatever. That's just the backbone of the whole brand is the computer. And the bad part of it is that everyone has a voice, and then people jump to conclusions where the season is over. Every time the Mets lose, that's it. Season's over.
I have to say, I think I am following the right people because
you don't see that shit.
I see everyone, and I feel like it's one of those things. I see everyone talking about how people are saying the season is ending, and I'm not sure if it's one of those things where it's you're saying something is happening when it's not really happening just to get ahead of the outrage because you're expecting the outrage, but the outrage isn't really there. I'll take your word for it if you're actually seeing people saying that the season is ending.
These people reply to them. I see it when, not because I follow those accounts. It's
right.
I hate the way if someone likes something, you see it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if there's a way to turn that off, but
I don't think so.
I think we've talked about this on the show before. I think it's very strange because you can, let's say you see something in Instagram's what do they call that? For you, whatever it is. And if you happen to click on it, let's say it's a girl in a bikini or something like that.
Yeah.
And you see it.
People
I don't follow that account,
right?
But the person that who shows their name first.
Mm-hmm.
It's this guy's married or it's weird.
You find a lot of sketchy behavior.
They're not even trying to be DL.
No, I know. That is the most outrageous part. If you're going to be a sketchy spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, do it where everyone else
unless you're a
it.
swinger or something, and people don't
throw that pineapple flamingo, whatever the case may be, in your name, so everyone knows this is consensual. But whatever. Back to the Mets or no?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I mean, we can do whatever you want. I mean, this is our show. I was thinking, remember I was giving some shit because I didn't know it was Joe DeMayo's podcast. It was we saw the commercials on SMI for the Mets pod. And I was like, that's it? That's the name of the pod? Ours is Orange Blue Thing, whatever. Right. It could just be called the 7 Line Podcast because this is what it is.
That's what it is.
But we do whatever the fuck we want. We're in charge. What was I saying? Anyway, so Max Scherzer tonight, and I'm just hoping that once he's back, and it's not the type of thing where it's all right, now he needs a few days of rest or an extra time. Not an IL stint, but I hope it's every 5th day, Max Scherzer.
That's the thing is with a lot of players, I wouldn't have this in the past, but I very much trust Max Scherzer. If anything, to be honest about that, if he needs, he took himself out of that game when he was hurt. He was like, I'm done. I'm not injuring myself further. Right. So I trust him to say, hey, I'm fine, or hey, I'm not. And if he's pitching, it's because he's fine. If he needs a day, it's because he needs a day. But I don't think he'll be the type that gets babied or over manicured and taken care of. I think we'll see exactly what's happening with Max Scherzer, which hopefully is a good thing. So
one more thing before we move on with Max. I'm sure you've seen it by now, but multiple times this past week, Scherzer kept saying, I don't want to be a Rumble pony. Or basically been I'm not a pony, whatever he said.
I'm not a pony.
I don't want to be a pony. It reminds me of the not Keith, in Seinfeld. He's like, I don't want to be a
pirate.
I don't want to be a pirate with the puffy shirt episode. So anyway, Max didn't want to be a Rumble pony, but he did treat the boys very well while he was there. He bought everyone steak and lobster for after one of the games, and we also heard that there were AirPods. Every player got AirPods, which they're very expensive. That's the Apple AirBuds, right?
The wireless ones.
So I never got them. I don't mind having the wire. I don't care if I get bashed for having a wire or shamed. But Max said he had to give credit to his wife on that. I know going down there, you get the food, but my wife was the one who got the earbuds. She gets the credit. So
what an angel.
Shout out to them. They also do that great stuff with the taking care of everyone's adoption fees with the dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we still on? What the fuck just happened? All right, I guess we're still on.
I need someone to explain what they just saw and heard the last 5 seconds.
That has never happened in the history. This is 6 seasons in.
Did you click something or you just
I don't know.
back and it was gone?
Are we back?
we got knocked off. Did you hear us and just didn't see
No, it
us?
said someone wrote in the comments. You got knocked off
because I could still hear us in the headphones.
Oh my god. So we can still... No, I think we're back.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back now, but we can still hear you, but the party time came up on the screen.
Okay. So we disappeared visually, but
I'm like nervous to
audioly,
touch the mouse now because this is 6 years in and that's never happened in the history of the show.
I
imagine that was like, well, you know what's crazy? We got to Coney Island, we got to TickPick. If that was the show, I was gonna be like, that's the show. Like,
we covered everything we need to cover.
Like I would record like a 10-second thing after. I'd be like, I guess I hit the wrong button.
Technical difficulties. Sorry.
See you guys next
week. Put it in the books.
All right, that's fucking weird. Anyway, Max, tonight I'm very excited. Are you gonna put a bet in because you're now 3-3? You're 3-3. Yeah, last week
it was 3-2.
No, are you kidding me? Should I pull up the tweet?
I haven't paying attention.
Hello, besties. Let's make some money or something like that. And then you check the score later.
I didn't even watch the game.
You're like, sorry, besties. Just check the score.
I didn't even watch the game.
Hot ham and cheese on a Fig Newton. Was really mad at you.
I placed my bet and I left. No, I will own up to the fact I did not watch a lot of Mets baseball this past week, mostly because they were on Peacock, they were on Apple TV, both of which I'm sorry I'm not watching.
I was at Topgolf
and there was
on
a lot
Friday.
of day games that I couldn't because I'm working. So
yeah, I have to learn how to hit a golf ball because when I actually connected with one, it went like 200 yards, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I know. And I also Topgolf, I have fun when I'm there, but the game itself frustrates me because lots of times the
you only get 20 shots.
They don't even register when you actually hit something. Like lots of times it doesn't actually record what you do.
It did for me.
No, our whole game, and I've gone twice, and it's happened both times.
Maybe you're maybe like it needs to be like calibrated.
I don't know.
Like,
but
I don't know how it works at all because if there's like 40 something bays, how does it know where your ball is going?
I think each ball is registered to a specific bay. Like those specific balls they probably have like codes on them and they have to go back to that thing.
I think it was great. But
whatever.
Once I learn the form, I think I'm going to be nasty at golf. Yeah. So anyway, that's why I brought this up because on Friday I didn't watch, but I was listening on the way to Topgolf on the way home from Topgolf.
Right.
Then I put on the show or whatever, the stream on Apple TV and they weren't talking. It was just the game sound for like minutes. And I was like, since I popped on like a little too late for the start of that inning, I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, well, why is there no game sound? And then I asked Twitter and they're like, oh, it's called like sounds of the game, which I thought was pretty cool. So like you had to like focus and not really focus.
But like it'd be nice to have the option. Like you can turn it on or turn it off. So if like you need clarification of what's going on, you can
But then when they came back and started talking again, I almost wish they did. So like it was pretty cool to just have the sounds of the game.
Yeah.
I think SNY did that once.
They did do that once. I remember that. I remember Gary was like, we're just not going to talk for an
I think that may have been the same game when Kevin Burkhardt was like a grounds crew member.
Oh,
do you remember that?
I just miss Kevin. Yeah, I
KB.
do.
He's on to great things.
Love that for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will place a bet. I'll do it. There's a game tonight, right? What day is it?
Are you kidding me? Max Scherzer pitching tonight. Where the fuck have you been?
We just fucking talked about that.
I think
this
Julia
is a hangover show.
Yeah.
From start to finish. I was late. We got knocked out of the thing. I completely forgot about the whole thing we just talked about for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, like where am I? Where
yes, I am, and I'm gonna. Okay, let me just preface this. Like, one thing you need to understand about my bets, I am always going to bet that the Mets are going to win. Like, I know sometimes you will say like, oh, it's within one run or something. My whole thing with sports betting, and when I don't like it, is when you find yourself starting to not necessarily
your heart, not your head.
But yes, but that's because I find it silly otherwise to bet on a team that you have an emotional interest in. Because I remember there was one game, it was, I forgot again what team it was, but like
the Mets are playing in Houston, and I was like, they're not the favorite, and you're like, well, why not? Because Houston's nasty.
Not that. It wasn't that game. It was a bet that I ended up actually it hit, but it was like the Mets had made some amazing comeback in the last inning, like just to end up losing. But the bet still hit because you were like, oh, I'm gonna do within like one and a half runs.
Plus 1.5.
Right. So and then I found
win.
myself being not as upset that they lost because my bet hit. I'm like, that's so stupid because I should be upset that they lost because they should have won that. Which is, but that's why I'm not going to do that. So if you don't think the Mets are going to win a game, you probably should not tail one of my bets because it does not matter who they're playing, who's on the mound,
lingo and everything.
I'm getting there. Look at that. But I will always bet on the Mets to win.
Well, I didn't check yet today, but I'm assuming they're the favorites. I mean, Scherzer's pitching.
Yes, it's Scherzer against Cincinnati.
Yeah, so we should be good for the night. We'll see. But I'm not going to say who. But the other day we're at Citi Field, the last outing we were at. A friend of ours actually put in the Mets a bet, like a long parlay, and the Mets to lose, and they did lose.
I think I know who it was.
So, and I was like, man, I can't do that, especially like at the game. Like you're there at the game, and like you're not rooting against.
Right.
It wasn't that he was rooting against the Mets. He just had a bad feeling about the day. So he's like, fuck it, I'll bet against them. No.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell
Okay,
you
all right.
a little bit, but no, it wasn't who you just whispered. So anyway, back to Citi Field. We will be there this weekend, like we talked about in the beginning. But before I'm all over the place, I have to play this latest video.
Okay.
Because you know I love Real Black.
Yes.
Did it go away when I fucked up? And
is that what happened?
No. But I'm gonna pull this in right now. He has the songs.
Yes.
And this is one from I think yesterday because Nimmo had that home run, right?
Okay.
Yep.
And Nimmo was his name.
I love it. Do you follow him?
I always say I'm going to, and I always forget to by the time we leave here. So like tag me in something so I get the notification for it.
I mean, you have to follow.
I know.
He's a classic, instant classic. Real Black 14 on Twitter. Which one is this one? This was a Dom one. Let me see if you know which song this is.
Okay.
And I don't know. This looks like he's in his car. All right.
Like an airplane.
Dom Smith hits a ball tearing up shit. Oh, no. That's how our Dom Smith rolls.
Do you know it?
No.
Really?
Dom Smith hits a ball tearing up shit. Oh, no. That's how our Dom Smith rolls.
You don't know it?
I don't know.
Rough Riders.
No.
What?
Don't know it. Sorry.
All right.
It's just one of those moments.
I guess. You're out of the loop.
I am.
And Zappa, I guess this is how fucking sensitive these microphones are.
Uh-huh.
He heard you say, was it Zappa?
You heard me say I covered it and covered my mouth.
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to only because like when I think of like betting on the Mets, I think of you, Richie, and Zappa.
Uh-huh.
And not that I'm putting it past Richie to bet on the Mets losing, but I just feel like Zappa is a little more, I don't know if reckless is the word, but like if it's a good bet and he's gonna win money, he's just gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It wasn't an insult, but
Yeah, not really, I guess.
I won't do that. I'm not gonna bet against the Mets.
All right. What you should do, even though Julia isn't, she's missing the game this weekend, like we talked about before. Come on down to our tailgate party. We will be in the marina lot pretty early. I'm saying around noonish, 1-ish at the latest, at the very latest. It's going to be a busy day out there at Citi Field this weekend. I think the Mets are suggesting you take mass transit. If you're going to do that, then just walk over to the tailgate or maybe get dropped off by an Uber. But if you are driving, I recommend getting there early. If you don't know where the marina lot is, hit up our blog on the7line.com. Or just type into your GPS Marina Lot East, Corona, New York, 11368. And if you're watching, you can see a little pin drop right there. That's usually where we set up, like a little bit further down from the entrance. That's also good because if you look a little bit south of this, if you know your geography here, there is a hole in the fence that the Mets, either the Mets or whoever owns the lot, added about a year ago to where you can cross over right here and walk down Seaver Way, and then we walk into the bullpen entrance, which is right here, and then that brings us right to our seats. So come on down early. Again, if you haven't noticed, I didn't become a man and grow a mustache overnight. This is a fake mustache. I have ordered over 800 of them, and I'm going to be giving them away for free at the tailgate party. So definitely come on down and pick one up.
Are you doing the thing you said you wanted to do?
Oh, the Mustachio Bashio. Oh, the contest?
You have to get into the details of this.
I would love to. I just don't know. Like you didn't really understand what I was talking about.
Well,
so
I didn't.
You know how there's
first.
like a talent show?
Yes.
So maybe someone's talent is being able to grow a really
I was
cool
going to say it's something that you really have to promote in advance so people can do this.
But I don't
ahead of time.
I don't know like about other people's facial hair. I don't think you can grow like a sick mustache in a week.
Well, that's the thing. If people already have something that they're
if
working
they already have
with,
like a beard,
they
or
can.
if
You're going
like
to have
Luis
a lot of
Fiorme and you
people's
could grow a
wives
mustache
angry
overnight.
at you.
Yeah.
They're going to
So-
butcher their faces.
or you're a cop and you have a mustache. I
Yeah.
don't know, whatever. So I was thinking about doing some like an in-person live mustache contest at the tailgate.
So
So
the best mustache gets what?
I'll think of something like a gift card or maybe some
Okay.
stuff from Coney Island. I don't know. I'll think of something. But if you would like to participate in a mustache contest this weekend at the game. Hit me up on Twitter or, send me a DM or something like that. And I'll try to get like the top 3 mustaches.
Okay.
We can go by crowd reaction, participation on like a show of hands or clapping.
Or you could put up pictures on Twitter and make like Twitter polls and have people vote for the best one.
But then you don't know if it's like an old photo.
No. I'm saying you take the pictures of them at the tailgate and then have the internet vote.
Good idea. See, this is what I like about the show too, because like we're kind of just brainstorming. This is like
effort.
It's like a meeting, but it's live, and we're talking. It's like things that you would actually do. Like
get out all the terrible ideas now. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So if you got a really good mustache, or someone else that might, definitely send them our way.
Yes.
This Saturday, and we will give you some kind of award if you have a great mustache. So if you also didn't notice, the Friday night blackout game that we put up the other day sold out like super quick. So that's over with. That's the game in September against the Pirates. That game is now sold out. Can you see my little pointer here? Yes, you can.
Yes.
So that is now sold out. So that's off the board. Next, we have the game this Saturday. The Subway Series game is now sold out as well. The next available game that will go up is the Saturday game against the Phillies. And that is the Ron Darling bobblehead day. On August 13th.
And that's so the Keith bobble, it's like a collection.
Keith's first. Yep. It's a 3-part SNY promoted giveaway, I guess.
Do we have the Gary game?
We don't have the Gary game. It wasn't, it just wasn't on the schedule. But the Ron Darling bobblehead day at Citi Field is August 13th. Those tickets go up next Thursday, I believe. Is that the 12th? Is next Thursday? They go up on the 12th at 10 a.m. Let me see what date that is. I'm all confused. Yep.
Thursday.
Next Tuesday. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Next Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Mets.com/the7line Army. It includes the 2020 T7LA jersey and the ticket to the game. So we will be obviously tailgating before that one as well. So if you also didn't notice, we are going to Oakland in September 24th out there in California. We already sold over 650 tickets.
Wow.
I knew this one was going to be a little bit lighter because it's late in the year. Kids
Right.
are back at school. It's like a week before the playoffs.
Yeah.
So unless you already live out that way.
I think it's a West Coaster Mets fan kind of
a lot of Cali fans are going to be out there. Maybe the McGills will come hang out with us like they did when we were in Anaheim. But join us for that one. Tickets are up on the 7line.com right now. And I don't know. We'll probably cut that like sometime early August so we can order the shirts and get everything out to everyone in time before the game. But it's going to be a fun time. I'm really looking forward to that. Oakland is not the best ballpark. And, clearly they're going through whatever they're going through now. So fans aren't really showing up at that place. So who knows? 650 people might be like half the ballpark. It could be
really loud. It could be really loud.
Plus we have field level seats. I think it's going to be great. But
no, that'll be fun.
I was looking at Instagram yesterday. I can't remember who sent this to me, but someone was at a game recently in Oakland.
Okay.
And they don't even have like condiments. You buy like a hot dog, there's no ketchup, there's no mustard. Like you have to like search to get a condiment in that ballpark.
It's like a point where it's like there's no point in reordering stuff because no one's
like,
using
why?
it.
Yeah. I guess like it's already It's already July. We don't need any more ketchup.
That sucks.
Yeah, right.
I feel bad.
I feel horrible for those fans.
I mean, I know California is a big state, but I was gonna say like it's not like they have other options. There's like 3 other teams in California, but that still sucks.
Yeah, totally.
Are you looking for a?
I wasn't talking about the hot dog.
I figured you were looking for a button.
No, I was looking for that.
I know.
For what?
A button. That's why I was like, there's awkward silence. He's looking for a sound.
All right, so we are going to do a Big Apple trivia giveaway right now. Do you have a question?
Did you make a question?
I have one.
Okay.
I didn't even look it up though. So
I kind of free-handed these 2.
Is it Keith Hernandez related?
They're both Keith. I made 2. They're both Keith Hernandez. You want to do all 3?
You're going to do one, and
Okay.
I will do another one too.
Pick one.
You do it. Just.
Do you want to pick which one?
Do I need to know? Is this going to be spelling and shit like that too?
One of them isn't.
But
it's easy. The one that is.
So you do it then, and just. But I need to know the answer. Write the answer down for me, because remember last time I fucked up.
I know. Do you want me to do both or just one?
Whatever you want. Do one.
Okay.
So what we do is we give away free stuff if you happen to know the answer of any question that we're asking you. So both of our questions are going to be Keith Hernandez related. Spelling does count, I think, right?
Yes.
And I'm sorry we gave away one of your tickets earlier in the year. Can't remember what the answer was. I think the answer was Andy Chavez.
The answer was Andy Chavez, but he spelled it wrong. You wrote Enz Chavez.
Right. And because I couldn't barely read the comments here on the side, and I fucked that up. So Julia's going to ask a question. First person to answer correctly in the chat This I obviously know how to spell this.
Okay, wait.
Will be the winner.
This was something that I came up with it in the car and used like voice to text to write it down. So
Okay.
bear with
me. Giving away?
It's like
we're going to give away gift cards to the Seven Lines website. So if you're not watching live, you're shit out of luck, because this is just for the people watching live in the chat. And first person to answer correctly. And Julie, you want to tell them about, the order? Sometimes it's not the same.
Oh, yes. Okay. How this works for those unfamiliar, I'm going to ask a Keith Hernandez related trivia question right now out loud. And if you are watching along, if you're watching on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, head over to Facebook, because I think or wherever you can comment. Anywhere you can comment is fine. We get all of the comments from YouTube, Facebook, whatever, in one singular feed. And so the order that you see is going to be different than the order we see, because we're seeing comments from across 3 different platforms.
Yep.
So if you think you're first, I promise you're not. Unless Darren says the wrong name.
These are time stamped on my end, so whatever I see first will be the winner. I know this answer.
We will fact check this. Okay. This is something that I know the answer is correct, but the details, again, I did it from memory, so if it's wrong, I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh my God.
With the score tied 3-3 in the bottom of the, I believe it was 12th inning on July 22nd, 1986, Keith Hernandez caught off a bunt to start a potentially game-saving 3-5-4 double play against the Cincinnati Reds. Who was the 5 in that play? Who was playing third base on that play? That is the question.
Iconic play. I remember that one.
It is.
I wasn't watching it. I was 5.
I was an egg. So
about to turn
again,
6.
if the details are wrong, I'm sorry.
Okay, and this one came in very quickly.
Because people are Googling.
Yeah, probably. Let me scroll up. So this is the first one, and I will highlight it so you guys can see.
Okay.
And it is spelled correctly, because you can't fuck this one up. The answer is Gary Carter.
Gary Carter.
And Ojeda Lazaro.
Yes.
Let me write this down. Ojeda, so I can contact you afterwards.
Yes, there were a lot of Mets out of position for that game. Gary Carter was one of them. That was his, I believe, debut at third base.
This one, it should be pretty easy. I think it's easy. Hopefully people know this and they don't have to Google it.
Okay, so we're doing another question.
Another Keith
brand
Hernandez
new Keith Hernandez question
for another gift card.
Okay.
For the website, our website, the website. What the fuck's wrong with me? For the Seven Lines website. So as you probably know, Keith Hernandez was famously on the episode called The Boyfriend on Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to know the date, but I do want to know the year. What year did that first air?
Oh.
What year did that first air?
The episode.
The episode, The Boyfriend on Seinfeld. Keith Hernandez. I'm KeithHernandez.com. No, what did I buy? I didn't buy that one. I bought nicegameprettyboy.com.
Yes.
Let me scroll back. The correct answer is 1992. Let me see who.
Did anyone write it yet? And you just said it out loud?
No,
Okay.
no, it is. Because there's like a 88,
Okay.
93, 92. Let me scroll back. 92. Where is it? 92. This is the first one I'm seeing.
Okay.
Because it's right after someone wrote Ray Knight, so that's correct.
Got it.
Joseph Leonardi, 1992.
Woohoo!
Joseph.
Good job, Joseph.
Leonardi. Okay, cool. So now that that's out of the way, we do have to talk about one more thing, which is very important. I did something for the first time today that I haven't done in a very long time.
Okay.
Do you want to know what that is?
Grow a mustache.
No, I wish. Something that I did that I haven't done in a long time, and I really hate the process behind this whole thing. But we have to do it, and that is get Starling Marte and Pete Alonso into the All-Star game. So we've talked about this. I don't like the process of the voting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's flawed.
I do think what they did this year made it better.
With like the rounds and things like that.
and
That's why I'm getting on now.
Yeah.
Now I'm full in. I'm going to vote every day. I'm going to urge everyone else to vote every day.
I agree.
Especially,
I will say, go ahead.
Because Pete Alonso said he's not going for the home run derby unless he's in as a player.
And I need a 3-peat.
Right.
So
do you think?
Okay.
I don't want to say anything's rigged.
Okay.
I mean, we don't see these numbers. No one's sitting there counting the IP address, count. I think it's in MLB's best interest for Pete Alonso to make it because they want him to hit in the home run derby.
I completely agree. I have not looked at Paul Goldschmidt's stats in a while. I'm assuming he's the person who's ahead of Pete. I honestly haven't seen, but I know that he was like the only other person having like a monster year. So I don't know. I agree. I think they should both. I asked, I have a friend who works for this department of like the voting process. And I asked her, I'm like, well, is the second place person like automatically like the reserve? And I think, I could be wrong. I think she said no. I don't know, but I would assume that the second place person should just automatically be the reserve and make the team, in which case I would think he's good either way to at least do the home run derby.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I genuinely, I'm shocked that more
shows
Mets
the stats here
didn't
right
make
now.
it. Yeah.
So the only thing that Goldschmidt is higher in is this batting average.
Okay.
So Pete has 22 home runs. Paul has 19. Pete's got 69 nice RBIs, and Goldschmidt has 65. The OPS, he's higher.
Right.
Paul is, but you know it is.
And
what it is.
honestly,
It's a popularity contest.
Pete's been in a slump the last week, so I don't know. I agree. It is a popularity contest. I do think it's in MLB's best interest for Pete Alonso to make the team in some way, just so he can be in the home run derby. If anything, like hype him up as like the villain of the home run derby. Like make him the guy to beat, and like whatever.
It's insane too. Like that. It's partially like my fault or your fault or whoever doesn't vote, because like it is a popularity contest.
Right.
So for the Mets to only have 2 guys this deep in,
I know.
I mean,
It's
we think
nuts.
like as far as the pitchers are concerned, like Taiwan's making a strong case for it,
Yeah.
at least lately. He was an all-star last year. Diaz, I don't know who else, but as far as the Mets are concerned, like to have 50 wins and 2 guys,
I think
in the running.
I don't know. I feel like Jeff McNeil is not popular enough around the league to get the recognition and attention he deserves. Because again, I feel like most people who aren't Mets fans really don't know of him, which is sad because I love Jeff McNeil. And I think he's such a character, and like both ends of the spectrum. Like when he's a hothead, he's fun, and when he's happy, he's fun.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
Yes, I follow him. He was one of the only people who I saw like really promoting. And I will tell you what I think it is. I mean, I'm sure obviously he just wants to go because he wants to go. But when he was an all-star the one year, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they like announce his name on the scoreboard? They put up someone else's name. It was like another Met or somebody else. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Give this man his flowers. Let him go to the damn
I think it was the
All-Star
correct
game.
photo, wrong name, or one or the other.
Which is just so shitty, because I'm like, a lot of players like they only get one All-Star game, and like that's their moment, and like that's what it is.
That
wrong
jersey
name.
was cool. It was like the sleeveless.
Yeah.
It was navy blue sleeveless jersey.
Yeah, justice for Jeff McNeil.
So
Sorry,
hit on
honey.
up the MLB website and go get your votes on. And get these guys in. I'll see if I can pull that up. But
I'm glad Marte made it on there. I was honestly surprised Brandon Nimmo didn't get more votes. And not that I thought Marcano would have made the All-Star team, but I think he was doing pretty well in the voting compared to others, which kind of surprised me. And I thought, I don't know, I hoped he would.
Lindor?
Yeah, Lindor, all of them. That's what's crazy to me.
It's
is that
deGrom.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they put deGrom's face with Jeff McNeil, which is honestly worse, because like you can put, I feel like if it was the wrong name, you can maybe like kind of Photoshop that, but that's the whole wrong person.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And look at these numbers in comparison. I mean, obviously different players, different position, but
Right.
McNeil, when he was an all-star, he had 7 home runs and 36 RBIs. Pete has more than double both those numbers.
Right. Again, Pete's at a power position, but
Right.
still,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just numbers took it,
Just
player to
numbers.
player,
Yeah.
So that is what it is. Listen, do what you can in order to get these guys in. Vote every day.
Yes.
Again, it's like you're basically helping build their database, because you're putting your email address in, you're
Right.
putting your zip code, you're putting your birthday.
But you don't have to put, and I'm just gonna say this, you don't have to put a real email address. Like you could just do any email address.
Really?
Yeah. Because I used to do this all the time, voting for David Wright back in the day.
You like David Wright?
Kind of.
Oh,
But
if you had to pick one thing, if it was an either or of two things, like of one of these things to exist in your life.
okay.
Or wait, maybe like one of these people can't exist. Okay.
Okay.
You have to, not to kill them, but like they just were never born.
They were
and
never a part of my existence.
David Wright
Uh-huh.
or Taylor Swift.
Who do I not want?
Like who could you just have done without
Taylor Swift.
out?
I love Taylor Swift.
Okay.
But David Wright was like
I saw-
a formative part of my
I'm
childhood
only thinking
years.
about that because of the tweet today from Ludacris. You wrote something about,
Oh my God, yes. Ludacris posed a great question.
and he
which
wrote
is
back like, oh, you do like Taylor Swift?
Oh, I didn't even see what he wrote back. But it was like, what's the song that's going to make you think of like quarantine? Like something you've heard all the time
No,
during
he replied to
quarantine.
you like, oh, you're a Taylor Swift fan?
Yeah, no, I don't know her. But no, definitely keep David Wright.
Yeah.
I love you, Taylor Swift, but bye.
All right, guys. So listen, this Saturday, Citi Field, get to the ballpark. It's going to be fun. We're going to be giving away mustaches. Julia can't go, unfortunately. Shout out to Coney Island Brewing Company. We love you. I love your drinks. I love your beers. I love everything about your business and your brewery.
TickPick, I would die for you.
We're going to put that together for something for sure. TickPick, the best, no fees. Don't forget to use the promo code OABT. Gets you a discount, $10 off your first order of $99 or more. If you're watching live in the chat, we love all you guys.
Thank you, fact checkers.
Couple winners
Congrats
today.
To the winners.
And we already did the giveaways. So you
have extra homework this week.
I will? I do?
Yeah, you have more things to
I'll
give
take
away.
care of that today. We'll be back next week for another edition of Mets and whatever we happen to want to talk about. And that's it, guys. See you next week. And that's it.
Go Mets. Right? Yeah, sure.
Put it in the box.
It's back.
It's back.
Put it in the box.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. And drink a lot of water. Stay hydrated.
Please.
I drank a gallon of water yesterday, and I'm still dehydrated somehow.
Drink water.
And that's it. Let's go Mets.
Go Mets.